Hi and welcome to DataTest. Today we are going to have a look at the iPhone 5s, the phone released almost 7 years ago. How does it hold up and is it still usable? The iPhone 5s is pretty old now, but the design is I think still awesome. I would go as far as saying that the design of the iPhone 5s is the best we have ever seen on an iPhone. Rear housing is made of solid aluminum with strips of glass on the top and the bottom. The front is made of glass. The bezels were quite large even for 2013 standards, so now it does look a bit outdated. On the left side there are volume buttons and the mute switch. Power button is on the top of the phone. The speaker is located on the bottom of the device alongside the microphone, lightning port and the audio jack. The speaker sounds fine, but it is not very loud. The display has a resolution of 1136 by 640. Due to the fact that this display is only 4 inches large, the HD resolution is more than enough and display looks sharp. Colors look fine and the brightness is acceptable, but the readability on the direct sunlight is not very great. Under that display sits the home button with fingerprint sensor. It is not the fastest or the most accurate fingerprint sensor in the world, but it is certainly better than typing the password every time. The iPhone 5s is powered by the Apple i7 chipset and it does have 1GB of RAM. The specs might seem pretty low, but the optimization of the software makes this phone run pretty good. It is not the fastest, but it is still usable and that's what really matters with old phones like this one. Most of the animations look still smooth and there aren't many stutters or lags. iPhone 5s is running iOS 12.4.6. It is not the latest software, but it is really well optimized and you can still use most of the apps from the App Store. But that won't be a thing forever, and after a couple of years developers will stop supporting some applications. Gaming on this phone is possible, but many games are not supported because of the age of this device, and the small screen and the low specs doesn't make the gaming experience any better. But considering the age of this phone, I'm quite surprised with the performance. I should probably say as well that this phone was available with 16, 32 or 64 gigs of memory, and the 16GB version is too small for most people, so I would not recommend it. The iPhone 5s does have 1560 mAh battery, at least it used to have when it was new. Now in many units the battery is degraded, so don't expect very good battery life. That doesn't mean that the battery is bad. You can find a device where the battery is fine or you can replace it. But still it won't be as good as in the new phones. Let's talk about the camera now. The rear camera has a resolution of 8 megapixels and it can record a video in Full HD resolution. It supports slow motion in 720p with 120 frames per second as well. The selfie camera has 1.2 megapixels and it can record a video in 720p. The selfie camera is, to be honest, not great. On the other hand, the main camera on the back, I would say it's still very usable. In the daylight you can take some nice looking photos with good dynamic range and quite real colors. But when the night falls, the picture quality falls as well. In the dark the pictures are blurry and noisy. I will show a few samples so you can judge for yourself. So, in the end, is the iPhone 5s still a good phone, and is it worth it? Well, it depends on the price. There are many used iPhones on the market and generally speaking, I think that an iPhone SE is a better deal right now. Used iPhone 5s can be found anywhere between $30 and $70 or euros. But for the price of $70 you can get an iPhone SE as well, and that's just a better phone. So, when you need a budget phone, iPhone 5s is not a bad choice despite the fact that it is no longer supported. If you can find one for $40, it is a pretty good deal, but overall I would recommend an iPhone SE instead of the 5s. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video and feel free to leave a like and bye.